Hello, Minasan, Hikime Mercates, and welcome to another tier list. It's gonna be of spooky games. I see mostly AAA games, so probably not a lot of indies. Sorry about being a little bit late. I had something to do. But we can begin now, right? I don't think I play all the horror games in the world, to be honest. I did play a lot, especially older ones. Hello, baby. How are you doing? Come here. So I probably can rate most of this list. I think I don't check the list before I decide to stream them. I just like, oh yeah, this has a decent number of entries. It's not 500, so we probably finish it in one stream with no problem. Hello, Alts. Thank you for coming to the stream. How are you doing? Sorry. How are you doing? Great. And well, I guess we can just begin, right? I actually like to take some time at the beginning for people to arrive, but I think I should stop doing that. The chat is here, but it's behind my back, so maybe I should move it to the other side, right? I think that's gonna block the tier list. I'm just gonna leave the chat here behind me. Eventually, if enough people comment, the chat is gonna show up in my over my head. Yeah, let's just go, right? Not a moment wasted in here. Today was the day, yeah, that's for sure. Okay, so I learned a new thing about the tier list web page, and it's that you can like. I had to go back and check all the games, but now you can pin images in here, and it follows me around the web page, so I don't have to go all the way to the beginning. So it's gonna be faster to do this kind of thing, right? I also modified the tier list a little bit, so it's just like S for the best ones, A, B, and C for like good, okay, decent, and I haven't finished, and the ones that are absolute trash, because believe me, in horror games, there is. Wait, what is the chat in front of me? The chat must be behind me. Yeah, you guys are behind me. That's kind of weird. The chat is in fact not above you. Well, it's behind me, but not above me. I can make it smaller, maybe. Like, if I make it smaller, it's above me, but no one can see it, right? I never know where to put the chat. It's a weird thing to do, right? Maybe like, give me a second. We have time to wait, right? Who cares about being professional in this kind of setting? How do I modify this? I can make it like less tall. So it will be like a square, right? And I can put it behind me, like this. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah, I guess that works. Yeah, that works. Let's go with that. Anyway, we can begin the tier list. The first one it's obviously Resident Evil 1, which it's a game, right? Obviously, when it came out, it was like good, right? I don't think Resident Evil 1 is the best Resident Evil game. I would say it's like a B, to be honest. Like I did play it when it released, maybe like a year or two after. It was okay, yes. It is the best horror game. No, not by any means, right? I think it was just like okay, but it's the one that began all these Resident Evil things, right? So, I think it deserves some respect for what it did, right? For the creation of the franchise, right? So I can see a B. It's okay. I don't think it's an A because I can see much better games in here already. Hello, Monimer said thank you for coming to the stream. You found some earphones. That's nice. Thank you for coming. And Army Productions, hello. Thank you for coming to the stream. We are judging some evil indeed. I guess to judge evil, I also have to be evil, so I will turn on my evil eyes to be evil with the games. Resident Evil 2, I can see the remake in here, but I guess it's like judging the remake and the original one as well. And I think Resident Evil 2, it is my favorite Resident Evil game. Well, my second favorite Resident Evil game. I think the remake, it's absolutely amazing. So I think this will go on S tier. Like to begin with, I think it's good. There's no way to deny this game. It's good. And if you don't think Resident Evil 2 it's good, I understand you don't like it. I spent countless hours on this on PC when I was younger, and on the original one, right? So I guess it is. I haven't played the remake yet, and I wish I could play for the channel eventually. But I have seen it. It's good, right? It has the best protagonist. I would say like the only Resident Evil games better than two. It's four because obviously Leon S. Kennedy, right? And and I personally like Resident Evil Zero. I like it a lot. I know people trash on that game a lot, but I like it. Anyway, let's go with Resident Evil Nemesis. I guess this is another one that a lot of people play when they were younger, and it kind of stuck on their minds. But if you go back and play it, it's not that good, but it's good. So I would put it on A. Right? I would put like Nemesis on 3. I guess it's the classic banger one. Uh, but I just remember going to like. Do you guys remember or were alive when internet cafes were a thing, right? And you went and played things on a PC that was not yours, and it was like a really slow and boogie, and you had to play the game 1 hour every day, and then come back with like another bug to play it again. I don't know, right? It was nice. It was a nice playing experience. I think looking back, the game is not that amazing, but it's definitely an A. I would think. Resident Evil 4, like not up about it. It's even over 2, right? I think this is the best. This is peak Resident Evil. I remember when it came out, I did play it on the GameCube. It was also for PS2 eventually, right? I did play it on the GameCube. It was like 2 discs, I think, on the GameCube. The first disc ends after you defeat the kid on the castle, right? I have like fuzzy memories of Resident Evil games. To be honest, it's been a while since I played them, probably like 15 years or something. Uh, Such a great game, such great characters. Like everything is iconic at this point. Like Ada Wong, Leon S. Kennedy, you know, the knife battle that was a really good one. The merchant. I think like Resident Evil 4 is the most iconic one because most people recognize it because of how good it was, and it came out on the GameCube, right? Like not a lot of horror games come from the GameCube. Like you mostly think about like PS2, PS3, but the GameCube, it doesn't have a lot of good horror games, and the fact that it came out there first, it was really good. Then we have Resident Evil 5, which I have such great memories. I'm gonna put it on A because I think it's a fun game, but I don't think it's that spooky, right? I don't think Resident Evil 5 it's spooky at all. Uh, that much. It compared to the other ones, compared to like to 4, 2, 3, it's not that spooky. It was more like an action game. I mean, you punch a boulder, right? What more action do you want? But like playing it on co-op, I did play this game with one of my sisters. That was like she was Shiva, I was Chris, right? No wait, actually I was Shiva, she was Chris. It was kind of fun. It was a lot of fun playing it co-op. I don't know how fun it was playing it solo, but I did play this game a lot with my sister, and it was a ton of fun. But again, not that spooky, but I think it's a good game. So A, right? Then we have Resident Evil 6, which I think people like this game, and although I didn't play this game because it came out when I was in my hardest time on university, I didn't have time to play or money to get the game. So I just watched it with a YouTuber. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't play Resident Evil 6. I did watch it with a YouTuber. Uh, and I did not like the game a lot, right? I think it's not a terrible game. It has like this a bunch of different timelines and converging storylines and stuff like that. That's a good idea. I think it's a good idea, but I don't think it was executed flawlessly. Yeah, it's like the fan service game, but it didn't go exactly the right way it should have been. So again, not a terrible game, not a amazing horror game, right? Then we have Code Veronica X, right? Which is I think it's another classic one. I think I would put Code Veronica X at the top of B tier. I think at the top of B tier would be nice for Code Veronica X. Again, I don't want to go too in deep with every game because there's quite a few of these games, and I don't want to do another 4 hour tier list because I feel like no one has the time to watch a 4 hour tier list, right? Then we have what is that game? Resident Evil for the Wii. A Resident Evil for the Wii, is that the Umbrella Chronicles? Is that Umbrella Chronicles? I think it is. Okay, I played that game, but I didn't finish it, so I'm just gonna put it in haven't finished the game. Dark Side Chronicles. Oh, Oh, yeah, I didn't play that one either. Yeah, the thing is, I didn't have a Wii until like most recently, but I didn't have a lot of time to play with the Wii, so I don't think I play a lot of Wii horror games. Uh, yeah, I don't know about this one, but since it's a Wii game, I would guess it's not that good. But since I didn't play it, I cannot judge the game. Then the next one is Resident Evil Dead or Alive. I also don't think I played that one. How many Resident Evil spin-off games did we got during the PS2 Wii? Alright. Then we have Deadly Silence. I don't think I played that one either. From what I remember, Darkseid was a bit worse than Umbrella because the screen shaked a lot, which is kinda iffy for a real. Oh, it was a real shooter. Oh, all right. Yeah, I think I remember that one. I do remember that one. I mean, I love rail shooters, but they are usually not that well made. Then we have Gaiden. I also don't think I played this one. There's a bunch of Resident Evil games I haven't played. I'm more of a Silent Hill guy, to be honest. You're gonna see when we get to the Silent Hill part of this tier list. Then we have Operation Raccoon City. I did play this one, and it was not a good game. I don't think it was garbage, but it was not a good game to me. It is that I feel like it's one of those games that got stuck in the PS2 to PS3 transition of like engines and games and ideas and stuff like that. And they just decided to make like a random thing to test. That's my feeling I get over it, right? Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm not sure about that. But like they just wanted to test Resident Evil on the PS3 and they just did this thing, and Operation Raccoon City was, from a lore standpoint, it's not too bad, but from a game perspective, it was not a fun game to play. It was actually very clunky, in my opinion. Then we have Outbreak Files 1 and 2. I don't think these ones are garbage. Like, to be honest, I did play those games, and I got most of these games. I remember where when you could trade games in Blockbuster. I don't know if you guys remember, you could trade your games at Blockbuster. So I would just like go trade some of my old PS2 games and get some games in return. And I got like, oh, this is Resident Evil. It's gonna be good because it's Resident Evil. And I got these games. It was not good, right? I eventually traded them back in for like 20% of the price that I got them. It was kind of in the Call of Duty era of Resident Evil. Yeah, it feels like that, right? What is this one? Is this Resident Evil 0? Is this... Wait, is this Resident Evil 1? For the GameCube? This is Resident Evil 1, right? But again? Yeah, that's the remake of... Yeah, that's the remake of 1. Yeah. I don't think I played that game. And I don't know if I should just judge it based on the original one or not. I'm just gonna put it on. I haven't played it, but I did feel like I don't feel like I played that game, but obviously I didn't. Then we have Revelations 2. Is this the game? Is this a Resident Evil game where you have like a camera gun and you like inspect enemies? And that's Revelation. I did play. Yeah, I did play that game. I did play it, and it was not good. It was not a good game. Wait, what happened to Revelations 1? This is Survivors 2, right? This is Survivors 1. Survivor 1 and 2. But didn't I already judge? I'm kind of confused. How many Resident Evil games do we have in here? Okay, so I didn't play this one. And I played this one, but it was not good. So, I'm not gonna say garbage, because it was like a attempt at a different thing, but then we have the Mercenaries 3D. Was this for the 3DS? I feel like I did play this game. I do feel like I played this game, and I do feel like it was garbage. Then we have Umbrella Chronicles again. No, wait, this was not Umbrella Chronicles, right? This one was the other thing I forgot. The Dark Side Chronicles. Yes. All right, so Umbrella Chronicles. It was a decent game. It was okay. I think it was better than Survivor and Revelations for what it's worth. It's not a good game, but like it's hard to judge what is not a good game and what is garbage, right? Like it's a garbage game. It's one that doesn't have a reason to be and it's not fun to play whatsoever, in my opinion. And we have the absolute banger. Again, I know a lot of people don't like Resident Evil Zero. I know people don't like it. I just like it, right? What do you want from me? Rebecca Chambers is my waifu. Okay, it's just it's a fun take on Resident Evil with different characters from what we've seen before. And obviously, the gameplay is not perfect. The story is at points a lot of nonsense, but it's cool. And again, I feel like a lot of good Resident Evil games came out on the GameCube, which is kind of weird because I don't think anyone thinks of Nintendo consoles when they think about horror games, right? Yeah, okay, yeah, and then this Resident Evil 2, but the OG. So this was just the remake, right? So I feel like I should put the remake on haven't played because I haven't played that one and put 2 in here. Yeah, behind Zero. Serious Gold, but I feel like I'm biased because that's the first Resident Evil game I was able to play alone. I mean, if you're gonna start, you have to start from zero, right? Wait, do I have a laugh track in here? Just let me check. Can I do it? Can I do it again? I don't think I have a laugh track. Maybe I should add a laugh track. Well, that's too bad. Can I get a hooray? Hooray! Sorry, I don't have a laugh track. I will add one for the next time. Yes, Mariko-sama, not so pro because I played basically nothing from here. Okay, if you play nothing from this list, you can take the list when I finish them and just play the S tier and you're gonna play the best horror games of your life. If this is a proof, this is 100% the best games you will ever see. I have the perfect taste in games, right? Maybe I haven't played all of the games, but I have a good. So we have Silent Hill now, and I feel really inclined to just drop the entire Silent Hill series on S, except for the few stinkers that the series do have. We have the first one, which is obviously the best horror game I have ever played. I know, it's an old game, PS1 game, right? I know people, especially with the hype around Silent Hill 2 right now, they think, Silent Hill 2, it's better than 1. I don't think, and I'm gonna be completely honest, I don't think a better horror game exists than what Silent Hill 1 is. I'm gonna tell you the story, and this is gonna be like a waste of time from the tier list, but I'm gonna tell you the story of how I came to play Silent Hill 1. I was young. I was like, what, 12 years old, maybe? 10 years old, maybe, right? I don't know. I had my PS1, and I didn't have a lot of games because we didn't have a lot of money, right? So one day, one of my uncles comes to me and tells me, "Hey, I got this game from like a game seller, right? But I decided to play the game, and it was too spooky. My uncle was telling me this game is too spooky and I cannot play it. Do you want it? You little 10, 12 years, I don't remember, I think I was 10 years old, like 10 years old kid. Do you want this really spooky game?" Right? And it gave me the most spooky game that ever existed to me when I was 10. And I was like, yeah, how spooky can it be, right? And I'm gonna be clear with this. I was a scaredy cat when I was a kid, right? I was really afraid of darkness, of like everything mostly, right? I was a really scaredy cat kid. And I was like, yeah, how scary can it be? It's a game, right? And I got it, and I went to play it, and I put it on my PS1 at night. I closed the door, and I decided to play the game, and it changed me forever, and I couldn't sleep for weeks. But I wanted to finish the game because it was so interesting. It has so many puzzles. It was like this experience that it was changing my life in real time, but I was like so scared all the time. Like I couldn't sleep. I swear to God, I didn't sleep properly in like 3 months that it took me to beat the game because I was like playing it like 5 minutes at a time. Right? I was like, I'm gonna play this, and I walk a little bit, and I went to the next room. I paused the game, and I would just be like, chill, chill. Nothing's happening. I can play this game. I can do it. And I just pushed myself through the entire experience alone. It was terrifying. I got stuck for like 3 days in a puzzle because back then we didn't have the internet to check for like solutions for the puzzles. And I have to wait for a magazine to come out with clues about on how to solve the puzzle. And I get the magazine and I solve the puzzle and I keep going. It was the hospital puzzle with the Alice in Wonderland like tablets thingies. Oh god, just remembering that it's making me stressed right now. But I think it was like a really fun experience on how to experience the best horror game ever played for the first time, right? I want to play Silent Hill, not the remake, one day so I can make references and sing for Pyramid Head without being called a poser. You're a poser. You have to play the game, or at least watch me play the game. Uh, W, I'm afraid sounds like pig. I feel like your uncle was a bit evil. No, I feel like he was honestly, in hindsight, yeah, maybe he was an asshole, right? But I feel like he was actually scared of things, right? Because he got the game for my cousin, but my cousin didn't want to play the game, and my cousin was a little bit older than me. Silent Hill streams when I can afford the games, right? I think I still have my original copy of Silent Hill 1 somewhere. So if I get a PS1, I think I also have a PS1 somewhere, but I don't think it works now. Maybe I could play it, maybe, I don't know, but we will have to get the other games. So maybe next year when I'm rich and famous and have a lot of infinite money glitch. Uh, but yeah, Silent Hill 1 is its peak. You cannot tell me it has the perfect story, the perfect spooky moments. Everything works nice. Yeah, it's a dated game. If you watch the game now, it's not that spooky. With all the memes and all the posters talking about Silent Hill games, it kind of lost a little bit of its like mystique, right? But yeah, I think it's a solid experience, and obviously we cannot go back to that perfect time of Silent Hill 1. And obviously we have Silent Hill 2, which I think it's also an amazing game. And although I've been glazing over Silent Hill 1, I think Silent Hill 2 it's also an amazing game. It has my favorite protagonist because he's just like me for real, for real. And I haven't played the remake yet, but I did play the original, and I played the hell out of the original so many times. I feel like 20% of my personality is just James Sunderland. Uh, and yeah, I think like Silent Hill 1 and 2, it will be actually all the Silent Hill games I will recommend playing because it's absolute bangers. It's just exactly my type of game. It's just weird enough, but not too weird. Not trying too hard, but not too little. Silent Hill 1 is on the PlayStation Store. I don't know. I tried to play the game like 5 years ago, and it was too spooky for me. It is too spooky, right? If you're taking it seriously, it's a really spooky game. Then we have Silent Hill 3. Obviously, a banger. I would put it like it's not better than 1 or 2, but 3 is also really good. And I feel like 3 really gets like the short stick at the end of the day. Because Silent Hill 1 was so good, and it was the one that began it out. And Silent Hill 2, it's just so different, right, from 1. And 3 is the sequel of sorts to 1, right? So it's kind of weird that 1, then an unrelated game, then 3, so you kind of lose the timeline, right? A little bit. Because as far as I know, aside from the Silent Hill town, 2 doesn't have to do anything with 1 and 3, right? We don't hear about the cold, we don't hear a lot about things, which is okay. I like it for it to be its own thing, which is something that will come to be on the next Silent Hill games. 3 was really good, like the first, and as far as I know, only female protagonist of Silent Hill games. It's on 3. It's Cheryl, the daughter of Henry, right, from the first game. And I think it has one of the best moments in the series, but I feel like Silent Hill 3 it's not as popular in like Western audiences because it's so Japanese to the core, right? I feel like Silent Hill 3 might be one of the most Japanese games on the series, and it's probably because it has a female protagonist, and that's kind of I don't know. It kind of it's hard to explain for me, but I know it is. Maybe it's the extra customs at the end. Who knows, right? But yeah, solid game. I like it. S tier. Then we have Silent Hill for the Room, probably the most controversial Silent Hill game ever. I don't think that's true. I feel like there's other more controversial Silent Hill games. But at the time it came out, hello, Han Solo. Thank you for coming to the stream. How are you doing? Something message. Hello, Als. Thank you for the something. Uh, Silent Hill 4, it's the middle point in the series, right, of the Silent Hill games. It was after this, everything went to mostly hell. Not in a good way, right? Not in a hellish way, just in a trash way, right? It has these segments, which is most of the game that you are like in first person, walking around the room, discovering things, and then you go through a hole, and then you like try to discover a cult related murdering with numbers, and it's a bunch of puzzles, and it's so confusing. And I'm gonna be honest, when I played this game the first time, I was a little bit young too, right? I was like 16, 17, maybe. I don't remember, honestly. It's been like 15 years since I played this game, probably. And I have to replay the game multiple times, multiple times, multiple times to get the hang of it, right? Because the story in Silent Hill 1, 2, and 3, you kind of get the story after a couple of playthroughs, right? And if you read the notes and everything, you get the hang of it. In Silent Hill 4, I think it's a little bit more convoluted and you have to actually play the game. It has a bunch of different endings, just as the other Silent Hills. But I feel in Silent Hill 4, more than the other ones, you actually need to get all the endings to piece everything together, right? It's a good game, yes. But I feel like, actually, I'm going to put Silent Hill 4 behind the Resident Evils because I do feel maybe not Resident Evil 2. I feel like, I don't know if you guys play Silent Hill 4, but there was a part where you have to quote unquote kill some ghost enemies that cannot be killed. So you have to shoot them with a special bullet to fell them down, or you know, like hit them 20 billion times with 20 golf clubs, which you can only carry like 5 golf clubs at the same time. Then when they're down, you have to pin them with a sword. And you have a limited amount of swords, and a limited amount of bullets, and a limited amount of candles. I think it's a limited amount of candles too, right? Like holy candles that you can put on the floor or in the room to prevent them from getting hunted. And those enemies don't die. They are so fast. I swear to God, they are faster than you. And they just go and harm you every time you try to like search for lore, search to solve a puzzle. Just walk around the goddamn game and they just follow you and kill you. And you have to stop them. But then again, you have a limited amount of bullets and swords. So you have to do different things. And it's so annoying. And I don't know who designed that mechanic. But that's not it, man. That's not it. And honestly, that takes away so much from the game. I do like that you have a companion and the companion can just not die but get like extremely harmed and be slow and slow you down, and that changes the ending. It's so good. A bunch of good ideas. I still have the good kind of nightmares when I enter a room and I see a giant head looking at me with like the eyes moving so fast, and it's like, what the hell, man? Why am I playing this? I should be out having a girlfriend, but I'm playing this game instead. And it is so good, but it has so many bad mechanics and so bad game choices that I cannot put it at the top of S tier. And again, I feel it was so controversial because it has a lot of references to other Silent Hill games, but it's not like it's quite canon, but it's its own thing. And you know, I'm not a big fan. Like, I like the first person mechanic when you're looking through the peephole or when you're like peeping on your hot neighbor girl thing, but like it's kind of weird to get used to, right? And it's not a bad thing. It could have been done better, but it's not perfect. So yeah, good game, S tier, but not perfect. Then we have Book of Memories. Book of Memories. I think I'm getting kind of confused between Book of Memories and Origins. Origins, it's the wait. Origins in here, it is for the PSP too, right? Wait, what I'm doing? Origins is the one where you're the truck driver and yeah. I wonder where you would put the Shadow People if it were on this list. Maybe I will eventually do indie games, my own indie games tier list that might take years because I have played like 1,000 indie games, like 600 indie games probably. I'm trying to remember Book of Memories. I'm doing my best. I know I played every Silent Hill game. I know it. I had a PSP. I played that game. I just don't quite remember it. Flash is dead to whatever. Chat, it is morally expectable that I pirate Flash Macromedia 8 today. Can we agree that Adobe are being scummy? You know, it's morally okay to do anything you want with Adobe, but maybe don't go flaunting it on the interweb, right? Do what you have to do, just don't Also, that's a really old software, so I think it's okay, right? You can do whatever you want. Oh, I remember. Yeah, I got PTSD. I remember Black. I remember Black. I remember Book of Memories. It was the top-down game, right? Man, no. Oh god. Oh god, no. That game was, yeah, no. Man, I love Silent Hill, but that's not it. Yeah, let's put this on trash. Yeah, no. Book of Memories, it's not it. I think the game was so bad, I forgot about it. Imagine being called Book of Memories and people don't remember your game. Yeah, I guess there's some fun to that. It's the Book of Bad Memories, man. Yeah, it was so bad, I just erased it from my memory, apparently. Yeah, no, that was not it. That I refuse to call that a Silent Hill game. Then we had Downpour, which, you know what? This is the kind of people that like the kind of Silent Hill game people don't like. You know, when you talk about Downpour, Homecoming, Origins, people don't like those games, right? Only good thing about Book of Memories is the ending, which is just a giant fan service cut. Yeah, but it's a terrible game. Like, it's not fun to play it. At the end of the day, it's a game. It's not fun to play it, right? It was so bad your brain repressed the memory. Yeah. So with Downpour, I feel like, look, hot take maybe. I'm gonna put it on A tier. I know people hate Downpour. People love to hate on Homecoming. They are not real Silent Hill games. It's not Teen Silent anymore. It's not even a Japanese game anymore. What are they doing? What is this trash story? I like the story of Downpour, right? I think it's a really good setting. The multiple endings are one of the best of the series because they give you a bunch of possibilities for what can you do. Yeah, most of the choices are meaningless. Yeah, shut up. Yeah, it's too actiony. The enemies are kind of weird when you attack them with the knife. Yeah, shut up. It's a good story, right? I don't care about what people say about Downpour. It is good, and we have to remember, and this is important, right? And people sometimes forget, it is a PS3 game, and PS3 games have a lot of trouble developing. Well, I mean, developers have a lot of trouble developing PS3 games because of the dev kit that was so convoluted. You know, the PS3 was an absolute mess to develop for. We have to take that into consideration too. But it was good. I think this story is actually one of the best ones. Downpour, I was about to mention that had the opening with Korn, right? I will sing that song, but I think it will get me copyrighted. Uh, I love Korn, man. I love my Korn, like popcorn. It's really good, you know. Actually, I think that's one of the best things that ever happened to Silent Hill. That having a soundtrack with Korn in it. How did this song go? Like, I have to figure it out. Yeah, that. I gotta do it this way. If I don't, everything's lost. Man, that's an amazing song. You know, yeah, I'm gonna pump it up over Resident Evil 5 just because over Nemesis just because of that song. Yeah, you're right. It was amazing. I have a back memory of watching a 2 hour long Downpour video let's play. It's like a fever dream. Yeah, and we have Homecoming. And I gotta say, I like Homecoming as much as I like Downpour. I couldn't choose which one of the like. I feel like a combination of these two games will make like the perfect Silent Hill because both of the games have good things and bad things. I think Homecoming has a bunch of plot holes in the story, more than your normal Silent Hill game does. And I think that makes the story of Homecoming a little bit worse than it does. Also, Homecoming, I think it's kind of wasted potential. It's the scene of wasted potential because the story was a really, really, really good setting, and it does like whatever with it. It has nice boss fights, nice enemies, yeah, but uh, I don't think Homecoming it's better than Downpour. But I think maybe Nemesis it's better than Homecoming, to be honest. I do like Homecoming. I just don't think it's that good, man. It's just a little bit short of being as amazing as Downpour, and maybe even S tier. But again, that's the scene with these new transitional Silent Hill games that they were not as good as they could have been, right? But you know, making games it's hard. I understand. Silent Hill Origins, on the other hand, I think it will be like the only Silent Hill that's on B tier because the gameplay is not it, man. Like grabbing anything, like it took the Silent Hill 4 grab anything you can to punch the enemy, you know, like a pipe, like a golf club, to the extreme, right? You can take anything in the game and you can hit anyone with anything. And maybe another game, it's a great idea. Like what is the game of the zombies on the mall? I forgot. Dead Rising? Yeah, on Dead Rising, maybe it is a good mechanic, but on a Silent Hill game, maybe not. Uh, you can just punch the enemies. Yeah, that's true, right? You can just punch, like, oh, you a spooky creature beyond my understanding. I'm gonna punch you to death because I'm a truck driver. Yeah, hell yeah. No, man. Maybe another game. It's a good game, but it's not a good Silent Hill game, right? Like with other tagline and without the Silent Hill lore, it has Silent Hill lore in it, right? It's like a prequel to the first game, and it has a bunch of story, and you pick up, like, it has a bunch of fan service too. It came out on the fan servicey era of Silent Hill, I would say. Uh, it has good fan service. It has a fun premise. Like every time you like, something funny about this game is that every time the game needs to do a Deus Ex Machina or something, you just like faint and wake up in a different place, and it's like, what? Oh, this is a mirror. I'm gonna transport through it. Oh, I'm gonna faint again so I can appear in a different place. It's a nice idea, not well executed. I don't think it's much of a Silent Hill game. I do remember watching a documentary once. The development of this game was an absolute mess, and they had to redo the game multiple times because they switched its studios multiple times. So I'm gonna cut the game some slack because it has a trouble development. But bro, I just noticed Moriko's eyes are different. I told you I was going to change to my evil eyes, man. Well, I think you weren't here when I said that. I'm gonna cut the game some slack. I'm gonna put it on B tier. Maybe behind Code Veronica. Yeah, but it's not the best Silent Hill game. It's not quite Book of Memories. So I think B tier is enough, right? Or maybe like the top of C tier. I just don't think. Well, yeah, I don't think Silent Hill. I think Resident Evil 6 it's better. Yeah, I'm gonna put it at the bottom of B tier. Then we have Shattered Memories, which in my mind I keep calling Frozen Memories because of the theme song. Shattered Memories. That's a game I really wanted to like because I remember when they released this game, they were marketing it as a reboot, right? Oh, the new Silent Hill. It's gonna be the new Silent Hill 1. It doesn't have to do it. I mean, it has kinda to do with Silent Hill 1, but it's not it. It's a wild concept from a game that just remembering things, talking to a therapist, psychologist, secrets. I don't know, right? And your memories change what you remember, and what you do on the memories change the ending because it's real life, and everyone was a lie, and everything was a lie, and where is my family, and I'm not even this person. And it has like a really big plot twist, but that doesn't make sense, and I don't like. And again, I think this actually would be on C tier, like at the bottom of C tier. Again, I think this game suffered of something that I like to call being a Wii game, right? Because a lot of games that came out on the Wii, I feel like they suck, but they have been really great in PS2, on PS3 maybe, right? Featuring me since I played nothing. I'm deeply sorry. I will come out with a 10-hour long apology soon. It's okay. It's okay. Not everyone has the time to play all of these games. The price I have to pay for being able to play all the games was not having friends, and that's why I'm old and lonely and don't have any friends and don't have a girlfriend. I have a wife, which is Nier from Granblue Fantasy, but again, that's from a game too, because I just spent all my day playing games. Which one is this game? It's Silent Hills, but Silent Hills doesn't exist, right? So I'm guessing it stands for PT. I guess this stands for PT, right? And PT was the P on PT is for peak. So I'm gonna put it just between Resident Evils and PT. It's kind of weird to review, right? Because I remember I'm a huge PS Sony fanboy, right? That's out of the question, right? I can call them out on their bullshit every now and then, but I'm a big fan. And when PT came out, I had my PS4. I did download the demo. I did play the demo. Everyone was playing it on a live stream. Everyone was trying to solve all the different things you could do. It was the best online experience I had ever had. You know, like trying to solve this game with everyone else. I was playing the game while watching streamers play the game, and we were trying to solve all of these little interactions, trying to piece out the lore of the game. I only played a handful of AAA games in my life, and I think none of them were horror. By chat, I'm on my way to speeding every game on this list. The PS4 with that demo, yeah, I feel so bad that I deleted it. Actually, they deleted the demo from you, right? I don't remember deleting the demo. I think it just got wiped out from me, probably. Or did I delete it to make space? I don't know. I have one of the smaller hard drive PlayStations now. That was legendary, and I will never forget Konami. I don't care what they did with the remake of Silent Hill 2. I will never forgive them for killing that. Yeah, I know the death of Silent Hills gave birth to Death Stranding and Kojima Studios, and I love Death Stranding, and I love my bro Kojima. One day I will meet with Kojima in real life, and I will hug him, and I can die now. But until then, I will never forgive Konami for destroying Silent Hills. You know, it was a great concept. When you finish the game and you see the little camera up angle with Norman Reedus, it was so great. I know it turned out to be like Death Stranding, but Death Stranding is a different game, right? It's not a Silent Hill game. We didn't get all the amazing things we could have gotten with a new Silent Hill Kojima game. Meanwhile, me, the Castlevania fan, you will have. I'm also a Castlevania fan, man. I know your pain. I'm kind of happy they released the collection they released recently, because Aria of Sorrow and Dawn of Sorrow and the Ecclesia, one of my favorite Castlevania games of the non Belmont age. But I suffered through Konami because I'm also a Yu-Gi-Oh fan, and apparently a lot of things that I'm fan of, Konami owns them, so I suffer and I hate Konami so much. And one day when I'm a billionaire VTuber, I'm gonna buy Konami and I'm gonna destroy it. And I'm gonna get all the IPs for me and my bro Kojima. Anyway, what I was rating, I forgot. Silent Hills, yeah, PT. Yeah, PT, it's amazing. One of the best games. It's hard to rate it because it's not a full game, it's a playable teaser, it's just a demo version, right? But just for the online experience and all the collaboration efforts and how well the game is crafted, I will put it on S tier. Then we have Umbrella Corps. Miss me with that. I don't know what Umbrella Corps is. I never played that game. Oh man, Metal Gear. Don't let me start with Metal Gear, man. They're gonna ruin the Delta, the Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater Delta, whatever they call it. I feel like they're gonna remove the song and they're gonna remove anything Kojima did, and I don't know. I don't have faith in them. Maybe if I play Silent Hill 2 remake and I like it, I will get a little bit of feedback. Alone in the Dark. I think that's Alone in the Dark 2. What happened to Alone in the Dark 1? Never play Umbrella Corps. It's bad. I will never play Umbrella Corps. Don't worry about it. I think this is Alone in the Dark 2. What happened to 1? Here it is. Alone in the Dark 1. Man, my mouse doesn't work properly. Alone in the Dark 1. I think this is a solid game. I will put it on B on top of Origins. It's been ages since I play Alone in the Dark, so I mostly don't. Alone in the Dark Inferno? That was the remake, right? I never played this one. Honestly. I feel like I didn't play a lot of these games in this list. Then we have Alone in the Dark 2 and 3. I think those ones were really not good games. I know a lot of people like Alone in the Dark 2. I just didn't like these games that much. Actually, I will put 3 over 2, I think. Again, it's been ages since I played these games, and I mostly forgot a lot about them. And I feel like if I forgot a lot about the games, it means they weren't that good, right? Because I remember Silent Hill 1 perfectly. Then we have the new Nightmare? I didn't play it. Wasn't there Alone in the Dark Sanity's Requiem, or I'm thinking of a different game? Am I thinking of a different game? I don't remember. We have Clock Tower, which for some reason it's backwards. It's 1, 2, 3, right? Did you guys know they're making a Clock Tower remake? And I watched the trailer and I don't quite like what they did with the illustrations. because I don't feel it evoke. They look better, yes, but I don't feel they evoke the same feeling as the first one. Yeah, I think Clock Tower one it's S tier, probably over Resident Evil 2 and Silent Hill. Probably over Zero 2, right? Clock Tower 2, again, not as good. So I'll put it at bottom of tier A. But I did like Clock Tower 2, I think, as much as I did like Resident Evil 4. So I know a lot of people don't like Clock Tower 3, and I understand the frustration. It has some weird mechanics. And I just like, it's those that time of the PS2. If you guys lived through that, it was amazing. If you managed to play all these games during that time, it was like all these 3D Japanese girl spooky games, like Clock Tower, Silent Hill, Fatal Frame, Rule of Rose, Haunting Grounds, all of those games that encompass this like 3D walking spooky enemies, monsters, defenseless little Japanese girl being chased. It was so good. It was so good. I will say that was the best time to be a gamer playing horror games if you have the chance to play all of them. It was so good. So I did like Clock Tower 3. Then we have. Wait, this is Clock Tower. Wait, what? Didn't I already? Then what is this one? Isn't this the first one for the Super Nintendo? Is this the one for PC? For the PS1, okay. I don't think I played that one, so I'm gonna put it here since I already rated the Super Nintendo one. Then we have Cold Fear, which, okay, it's a story time again. A little bit of a story time, not a big one. I don't know if you guys play Cold Fear. I'm gonna put it maybe for the surprise of some people up here, just a little bit behind Resident Evil 0. Cold Fear, I fear it's one of those games that people. I feel like no one played that game. Like I feel like no one played Cold Fear because in all these years of knowing people that play horror games and knowing people, obviously people know the game because it's on this tier list, right? But every time I try to talk about someone about Cold Fear, they don't know the game. It came for the PS2 and I think PC. I don't know. I played on PS2. It came around the time of Resident Evil 4, right? And I feel like it imitates a lot. I don't want to say copy a lot of the Resident Evil 4 mechanics. It's like this over the shoulder, shooting style when it was still a new thing. It's a game about a fear that it's called. I'm just kidding. Yeah, you go into I think you're like a lifeguard, like I don't know, like coastal guard something, and you go into a ship, and the ship is full of zombie monsters, and there are more monsters than zombies, but there are also zombies, and everyone is dead, and you have to solve the puzzle of what is happening inside the ship while you kill a bunch of enemies with a bunch of guns. It's like Resident Evil 4 in a ship, in a cruise, in a boat, right? And it has good mechanics. It has good enemies. The story is also really good. I think it's nothing impressive. I think it's the best story you have ever played. And you eventually discover that there's a bunch of things wrong with the ship, and people were doing strange things on the ship. And I don't want to spoil the game. If you haven't played it, you should play it. I recommend it. I feel like if I explain too much about this game, no one it's gonna go and play the game. And I want people to know Cold Fear. Maybe if I can get my hands on Cold Fear for PC, I don't know if it's available on Steam. I will try to play the game. I feel like at this point it's really outdated, and it may feel a little bit clunky. Granted, it's a PS2 game, but I think it's still good to play. The graphics and the monsters were good. I will be lying if I didn't say I got stuck in a bunch of puzzles because I'm an idiot and I couldn't solve the puzzles of the game. And you have to go and fix the ship and do a bunch of different stuff. The ship is so big, like you might be thinking, oh, it's a game on a boat. It's gonna get really repetitive, right? No, but you have to deal with one of the best mechanics in the game, if I can call that a mechanic, is when you're trying to shoot an enemy, you have this laser pointer in your gun, right? To aim. But the ship is moving because you're in a storm, right? So the ship moves and your aim moves, and you have to correct in real time your aiming to kill the enemies. And that's really cool. And sometimes, waves crash down and you fall down of the ship and you have to like grab back to come back. Really good game. Like they really went with the ship thematic beyond what it was normal, and I think it's a really great game. People should play it more, and we need. I don't know if the game has a sequel, to be honest, but if it doesn't, we need a sequel, and if we need a remake. You know, instead of remaking like The Last of Us for the 15th time, we need a Cold Fear remake. It's a great game. I love it. You guys should play it. Then we have Dark Watch. I didn't play it because I didn't have an Xbox, so I'm gonna put it on I didn't play it. But I do remember reading about that game. It was like a Van Helsing type of game, right? I used to read a bunch of gaming magazines when game magazines existed. Then we have Cho Knight? Cho Knight? Chonich? I don't know. I don't know what this is. It looks like Japanese horror game, but like it has Japanese under here, right? Then we have Beyond Something. I didn't play this game either. I cannot read. It's Beyond Two Souls? It's not that, right? I can't even read this one. What is this one? One Night? Echo Knight. Didn't play that one either. Oh god. Oh god. You know, we're gonna need other row below, and it's gonna be called Super Garbage. What do I keep doing this? Damn it! I got it wrong. Damn it! This is just regular garbage. I added 2 for by mistake. The lead row. Yeah, this one it's gonna be Super Garbage. Yeah, it's gonna be Super Garbage. And this is Evil Dead, a fist full of boomstick, but it's more like a fist full of crap. This is, by a long shot, I think, because I cannot think of a worse game, the worst game I have ever played in my life. And this comes from a big fan of the Evil Dead movies. Just the old movies, the new ones suck ass. Bruce Campbell couldn't save this game. You know, I remember, again, another short story, another story time of my life as a gamer person that exists in a fleshy world, right? How I got this game. I remember I was going again through Blockbuster. I know Blockbuster doesn't exist anymore, but it did when I was younger, okay? I went and I was looking through games, you know, what to get. You know, I didn't have a lot of money, so I had to constantly trade my old games for new games. That's why I don't have a PS2 game collection. I keep trading games to get new ones. And I watched this game. You know, it was like Evil Dead, a fistful of boomstick. I was like, Evil Dead sounds cool. A fistful of boomstick. Great catchphrase, right? Great subtitle. And I was like, hey, how much is this game? I don't remember, like $20 probably, right? $20. And I was like, oh, I have like $5, but I have a couple of games I can trade in, right? So I went back home and I was like, which one of my games do I want to trade, right? And I remember I think I trade Cold Fear, I think. And I also traded Bloody Roar 4, which is a fighting game. It's a furry fighting game. And I really like Bloody Roar games, right? I trade Bloody Roar 4. And I trade that game because I was so good, quote unquote, I was so good at fighting games. I only played against my sisters, right? And my sisters are not good at video games. They barely play games. So I always was victorious. And the game got kind of boring because I completed all of the story, all of the secret characters, everything, right? And I traded like 3 of my games and the $5 I had. I remember I saw a review of Evil Dead and it starts with them digging up the game. It was that awful. It was even more awful than that. And I remember I traded 3 games. I traded 3 of my games and $5 for this game. I was like, hell yeah, let's play it. I went home and I put the game on my PS2, right? And I was, hell yeah, this is gonna be amazing. I saw the intro. It was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be like playing the movies. I love the movies. I'm obsessed with the movies. Probably gonna do a watch along eventually of these movies. I started playing the game. The game just has like an introductory cutscene, and it drops you in the game, right? It's like, oh, I'm Bruce Campbell, and I'm gonna kill the evil dead. I'm gonna kill things with my shotgun and with my arm that it's not an arm anymore, and I can just cut people with a chainsaw, right? And I think like the game it's buggy as all fucking hell. Like I don't know who decided to release that game. No one play tested that game. I'm sure of that. I think that you begin the game like in an open, like sort of open place to kill monsters, right? And the game asks you, I don't even remember. I'm having like these PTSD flashbacks of how bad it was. I remember you have to do something to open a gate, and it was like either gathering enough materials or killing enough monsters to open the gate. I don't remember exactly. It was that awful, and I complete the requirements to open the gate, and the gate didn't open. In the first 20 minutes of the game. The next thing I had to do to progress, bug out, and I couldn't. They scammed you the heck. Yeah, I know some games are really expensive. Look, to be fair, I wasn't that careful with the games, and the games were kind of like mangled, so probably not gonna last a lot long. But yeah, I understand. I understand that when I was going to Blockbuster, I was going to get scammed, but I didn't have other options to get games, right? When you don't have money, your only option is to get scammed. Again, with the game bugged out. I have to reset the game again and again and again and again, and it didn't work. And I remember I got this like video game magazine, and I was reading about the game, and it was, yeah, this game is trash. It goes like 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10, and 1 out of 10 of 3 people that review the game on the magazine. It was Game Informer, I think. I don't remember. And the game bugged out. But then I found out you could outbug the game, and if you get close to the door, I don't know. It was not a door. I don't remember what it was. Like this front porch. I don't know. And start shooting and moving. You kind of phase through the door, and the game lets you progress. So I did that, but it didn't work, and the game crashed. And I tried again, and it didn't work, and I couldn't progress through the game. I couldn't. It was so bad, and I went back to Blockbuster, and I was told like, this game doesn't work. And the person at the desk told me like, the game is not launching, and I'm like, yeah, it's launching, but the game gets stuck. And he told me like, that's not my problem. The game works as expected, right? And I couldn't get my money back. I couldn't get my games back. So the only thing I did was, and granted, I'm gonna be honest, MVP, the person at the desk at Blockbuster, he was like, look, kid, I feel sorry about you, so I'm gonna give you the money you paid, like on store credit, right? Not the money back. Like you paid $20 for this, I'm gonna give you the $20 back. You can choose a different game, and I think I choose Siren, the Siren games, which hopefully they are in here somewhere, which is a much better horror game than this one. And granted, I didn't play the other Evil Dead games, but I'm sure they are as bad as this one. And I'm so mad to a fistful of boomstick that I'm gonna put all of these games in super garbage. I don't care if I didn't play them. I'm gonna be biased. That game fucking sucks. Never played that game, even for the funsies. It's not, yeah. You can hear Bruce Campbell say like a fistful of boomstick. Boom, my stick. Or I don't remember the catchphrase he was using. Kiss my boomstick. That's what he used to say, right? Like, kiss my boomstick. Every time you shoot the shotgun, right? For those who don't know, a shotgun is a boomstick. Not even Bruce Campbell could save this game. So yeah, no, it's absolute trash. Stay away from it. I absolutely despise the Evil Dead games. I love the Evil Dead movies. I don't like the Evil Dead show. That was kind of trash. Okay, moving on. I feel like I just unearthed a worse enemy from my past. Extermination. I didn't play this game. Let's go back to I didn't play this game. Then we have Fatal Frame 2, which might be the best Fatal Frame game aside from the first one. It may be even better than Clock Tower 3. Yeah, I think it's good. Again, I think I already mentioned this, but Fatal Frame, Japanese girls, they are vulnerable to the monsters. You have a camera, you can take pictures of ghosts, learn a bunch about the stories of the ghosts and the curse about the town and the everything, the families, the maidens. I could talk for like about 100 days about the Fatal Frame games. I'm sorry. I'm gonna drink a little bit of water. All right, I'm better. They have such a deep lore, but at the same time, it's kind of confusing. And I don't think the games are the best they could be. I think Fatal Frame 1, 2, and 3, absolute masterpieces. I don't know about the other ones. I think one came out for the Wii and the Wii U because you could use the Wii U as a camera. And there was one for the 3DS, but I don't think that was quite a Fatal Frame game. It was just like a copy of that game. Anyway, let's keep moving. Fatal Frame T3, T3 again, banger. I don't know if it's better than 2. I'm gonna leave 2. I like 2 more. And then this is This is 1, which I think 1 might be best than 3. Wait, best than 3, but not better than 2. One should be Fatal Frame 0, I think it was called, and the other one should be... God, I don't remember what the games are called. I'm just gonna Google it real quick. So the Wii one is Mask of Lunar Eclipse. Is that one? Man, I'm so confused, and I'm kind of rusty on this, to be honest. Yeah, the cover of Fatal Frame, yeah, good. Which I think the worst part is that it's not even called Fatal Frame in Fatal Frame. It's such a great name for a game about a camera, right? That captures the spirits. But I think it's called like Project Zero or something in Japanese. So this one, the Wii U one, this is made of black water, right? I think. But I don't think I played this once. I'm gonna have to... I think I watched videos of these ones. So again, I didn't have a Wii, much less a Wii U. I couldn't play these games. I did watch videos about these ones. They are good, but since I didn't play them myself, I'm not gonna rate them as if I played them. But I think I'm gonna put it at the top of I didn't play, so people can understand they are good games. Then we have Forbidden Siren, which I just called Siren. Okay. Look, this is another one of those games that I think not a lot of people know. I will put Siren 1 at the absolute top. I think over Resident Evil 4 and probably not PT. Around here, yeah, that looks okay. Again, if you haven't played Fatal Frame, I recommend it a lot. At least the first, like the 3 first games. I think Spirit Camera for it. I swear to God, for the 3DS, I think it is, or the DS. It's also a Clock Tower game, but not a Clock Tower, Fatal Frame game, but I'm not sure. Anyway, Forbidden Siren, really good game. You know, it's a bunch of different stories. It's very Japanese, so if you don't like Japanese horror, you're gonna be in big trouble. I would recommend playing the games in Japanese because the dub sucks ass. It's a bunch of different interconnecting stories about a town. I think it's an island with a big curse, and a lot of monsters happen, and you can turn into a monster. It has this unique mechanic that you can look through the eyes of the monster that is chasing you. So that's kind of cool. I feel like they never used that to its full potential, but I think it's also cool. Again, a great story if you're like a 12-year-old, 10 years old, like I was when I was playing this. 12, probably 12. Good game to get spooked the shit out of you. Silent 2, I get it's good, but not as good. So I would probably put it at the bottom of S tier. I think. Not even this S tier. I would the top of A tier. Yeah. Silent 2 was not it. I don't know why it was not it. We have Ghost Hunter, which I don't remember that game. I don't remember playing this game. We have Glass Rose. It looks like a live action game. I never played this one either. We have Gregory Horror Show? What is that? Never played this one. I never heard of this one. This is the first time I hear about Gregory Horror Show. Then we have another banger, Hunting Grounds, which I think might be on par with Silent Hills in here. Hunting Grounds. Very underrated game. Again, I feel it came out during the Resident Evil 4 and a lot of other good games came out at the same time, and it came out like it was not that good compared to those other games, but on its own as a horror game, masterpiece. It has a dog that helps you do things, and it has one of the, if not the most F up ending in the story of horror gaming. Like, honestly, when I was a kid, I was not as much as a kid when I played this game. When I was a teenager, I guess, I had to watch that ending a couple of times before I could get the whole spectrum of fuckery that it entails. And I'm not gonna spoil it to you. If I get the chance to play Hunting Grounds on stream, I will absolutely do it. I don't know how to get the game. I don't know how to get a chance to play it. Or the time or the money, right? But again, if I cannot play it for you, you can go and watch it with someone else. You can get the game yourself and try to play it. I don't know, emulate the game. Do what you have to do. Because I think this is one of the lost masterpieces of all time. And I will absolutely, like, if they are remaking Silent Hill and Resident Evil, remake Hunting Grounds. Remake it. Make it beautiful. It has one of the most, yeah, I know that people are gonna judge me for this. But the protagonist is hot as hell. And it has a bunch of fan service. And I know maybe fan service doesn't have a place on horror gaming. But I like it. You can sue me. I like it. You know, she's hot. She's doing her best. And actually, being hot plays on the story of the game. It's just not a coincidence, right? So I quite like it. Games with waifus, sign me up. Great game. Then we have the Indigo Prophecy. I feel like I played this game, but I never finished it. Is this where you control like different characters? I don't remember. Let me Google it real fast. I would say like I didn't finish this game, but like maybe I'm confusing it with something else. Let me just Google real quick. Just watching a few pictures of it will refreshen up my memory. Indigo Pro. No, this is not it. I don't know this game. I got confused. I never played this game. Nope, I never played this game. I was confusing it with a different one. They are so expensive on Steam. It's because they are good games. I don't know. I actually don't like to get games on Steam or like digital platforms. I would love to have all the physical games if possible, but I know that's not possible at this time and age. So I will try to get it. Maybe if they get on discount sometime. A bit of fun service in horror games never hurt anyone. You say that, but if you tell with those people that don't like fan service on games, they seem to be pretty hurt about that. We have Kuon, which is the Grudge, right? Which is Kuon is the Grudge, and I don't think I played this game. I play a Kuon game. I don't know if it was this one. Let me Google it again. Wait, that's Ju-on, right? Not Kuon. Nope, I never played this game, but it looks amazing as hell. I'm gonna make a note to play this game. Man, I'm discovering some gems in here. I will see if this game is available for me to get, and I would love to play it on stream. It looks amazing for a PS2 game. Because fan service killed my grandma, okay? Yeah, it's fair enough. We have Manhunt and Manhunt 2. For some reason, they are like backwards. Manhunt should be first. Again, I don't know if you guys played Manhunt. I think it's a pretty mainstream game nowadays because everyone is making like these like essay videos about how fucked up Manhunt was, and Manhunt killed my mom, and it burned my crops, and it like had sex with my dad or something like that. I don't know, right? I did play, not the troll movie reference, what? I don't know what that is. Anyway, Manhunt. I did play this game. I was arguably too young to play this game. I don't think anyone was doing a good job taking care of me when I was young because I shouldn't have gotten my hands in this game. This is a game where you just go and kill people with the most brutal ways you can, and people kill you brutally too, and you kill everyone, and you decapitate people, and you use the head of people, and you throw it around to distract people so you can kill them. Like with this, I will never forget. I will never forget. Like I did finish Manhunt 100%. It is a good game. It's a lot of shock factor. I don't think young people should be playing this game. I don't think I should have played this game when I was that young. Thankfully, I'm not a homicidal maniac. You know when people on the news and like boomers and stuff like that, they say like, oh no, video games make people violent. I think this game could actually make people violent, right? I think like if you're struggling with stuff and you play this game, it's a game where you unalive people. You know what? Fuck unalive. You kill people uh, with anything you have at hand, right? And if you have a kid with problems that already has problems somewhere else, and you let him play this game, he will get ideas that he can kill people with anything, like with a like a plastic bag and stuff like that. It's not something kids should be playing. And I know it was rated M for mature, but no one pays attention to the SRP. Anyway, good game, very violent. The one thing I remember for this game is the pig with a chainsaw, and if you grab one of these like big hooks, big metal hooks, there is I'm gonna call them fatalities, right? Because it's like Mortal Kombat fatality, like this one of these executions, where you get behind someone. I think it was the yellow one from behind. You get behind the enemy and you wait for the yellow execution, and you stick the hook on its balls, and you push and you rip off the balls of this poor man, and you kill him on the most painful way ever. And I will never forget that. I will never. I could get like a bunch of mental illnesses that maybe forget things, like Alzheimer and stuff like that, brain degeneration or something, and I will never forget that because that's really f up and edgy. It's the most expensive game on the PS2, and I did trade this game at Blockbuster, man. I'm still sad Blockbuster went bankrupt because I love going to Blockbuster. Yeah, I know I was getting ripped off, but it was one of the happiest times of my childhood. Anyway, I think as a horror game, pretty horror game, but I think it's mostly because of shock factor, so low S, right? Even top A. Yeah, let's just put it. Manhunt 2, on the other hand, it's absolute trash. I don't think it played on the. I think I'm gonna play this one since I never played, and I'm just gonna leave a fistful of boomstick on super garbage because it deserves a tier on its own. Again, I don't think Manhunt 2 was good. I think because they toned down on all of the good things because they were afraid of copyright of censorship. And the story is not as good, right? It's not as I'm gonna kill people. I'm a homicidal maniac. It's just a crazy person doing crazy person things. Nah, not good. Michigan Report from Hell. What is that? I'm never going to Michigan, man. I never played this game. Obscure. I never played this game either. I don't think I did. And it has a sequel. But we have Rule of Rose in here, which again, I think it's top tier. I think it's not as good as Hunting Grounds. Maybe not as good as... The thing with Rule of Rose, it's the gameplay and the things you have to do on the game to play it are clunky. But it's a really good story, and it's a really unique story. I don't think they have ever done... I don't think I have ever done a spooky game quite like this. Like, I don't think it exists. It's a game about, like, bullying, about abuse, about a bunch of topics that people are not willing to touch in games. I know Silent Hill touches a bunch of those, but in a different way, right? This is a more direct approach to... You're a girl, right? So it's a more direct approach. Again, one of those games that it's about, like, innocent... Maybe not that innocent, but, like, vulnerable little girl in a spooky world full of spooky things. And some of the things are supernatural, some of the things are not supernatural, and that's arguably more evil than supernatural stuff. One of those games I do believe, alongside Hunting Grounds, it deserves a remake in the modern time of gaming. it will be so good. We have Abyss. Abyss what? I don't remember that. I don't know this game. They have Shadow Town. Don't remember this one. Then Siren Blood Curse, absolute trash, man. I'm sorry, I love my Siren, but this was no good. Then we have Spirit Camera, which I think it was not the best one, but it was not trash. Maybe at the top of C tier. I didn't like Spirit Camera. It was not. Obscuricide, Resident Evil clone, but it's multiplayer and it's in a school. That actually that sounds quite interesting. Then we have The Suffering, and although I didn't play The Suffering 1, I did play The Suffering 2, which is Ties That Bind. I think it's a subtitle. Yeah, it says it right here. Yeah, it is. It was a good game. It's more action than spooky, but it has its psychological horror moments. I will be like at the bottom of 8 here, I think. Actually, I think I'm being too mean with Clock Tap. 8 tier, it's kind of hard to organize. Then we have The Thing, which I never played The Thing. I never played that thing. The X-Files? Would you consider that a horror game? I don't ever play this one. Oh, yeah, we got a banger right here. We have 999, which is 3 number 9s, please, and a large Coke. I'm just kidding. I don't drink Coke. I will have like a Dr. Pepper or something. Not sure if it's a horror game as like a standard horror game, but I did quite like this one a lot. I will put it over Clock Tower 1, but not 3. Maybe it's because it's a different kind of game. You know, it's kind of hard for me to judge all these games together because they are like different kinds. Yeah, they are horror games. Yeah, but it's different. 9 persons, 9 doors, 9 hours, minutes. I don't know. I forgot the full title. I just called it 999, right? 999, whatever. For the DS, I did play this game. 3DS? DS? I don't know. I did play the game fully. A bunch of endings, a bunch of cool stories, a bunch of nice characters, nice puzzles, nice mechanics. You have to point and click a room. I love point and clicking. It's my favorite game mechanic of all time. I used to make point and click games back in the day. I would love to do it back again. Anyway, great story. It's very anime aesthetic, so the horror of this goes a little down low, but it has some really good F-up moments in here, which I think it is a horror game by merit alone, right? But it's more like psychological and a bunch of weird things, you know. I'm gonna put it lower on the list, but just hear me out. Just hear me out. I think I like Resident Evil 0 more. I just think the sequels should be around here. Hopefully, I don't know, but the sequels to if the sequels are not here, I'm gonna up 999 to a better place. But I think the sequels are better, much better, and they are amazing games, and I would love to play them on stream ever. I already played those games. I'd rather play new games, right? We have the Alien Trilogy, which I don't like those games. I did play those, but I don't think they are garbage. I just don't like them, so I'm just gonna put them on C. We have Amnesia, which I know this is a hot take, but I don't like Amnesia. I think it's garbage. Maybe top tier garbage, but I don't like it. I know it's the quintessential game that begin these walking simulator games and simulating you walk and spooky things happen, but nothing really happens, and you just go in the dark and it's really spooky. And all of the YouTubers in the world play the game, but it's not that great when you look at it, man. I know for the time it came out, it was the first one, mostly the first one of what it did, and it has its merit. I did play the game like a year after it came out. I never spoil myself with YouTube videos because I don't like to do that. The only time I watch someone else play a game, it's when it's a game I know I will never get a chance to play, so I just watch it, right? But Amnesia, not that great of a game. The Calling for the Wii. Calling for the Wii. I'm gonna have to Google this one too because I have memories of playing this game, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I played this game. I remember the protagonist of this game. Yes, yes, I played this game. However, I'm not sure if I finished it. So I remember it being a good game. I don't remember the ending of the game. That's why I'm not sure if I finished it. I'm gonna put it on C because I remember it being a fun game and it was actually spooky. But I cannot for the life of me remember if I finished this game. Then we have Call of Cthulhu, right? Never played that one. Miss me with the Xbox stuff. I have never in my life owned an Xbox. Chaos Break? Nope. Never heard of this one. Constant? Some of these I don't consider horror games. Ooh, Corpse Party. A bunch of different choices for Corpse Party. I reckon that they weren't going to put like the 20 remakes of Corpse Party we have in here, right? So we have, I'm gonna guess it's the first one. Then we have Blood Curse for the beta, which I think it's one of the best ones. And I guess the remake, right? For the PSP. So we have OG, remake, Blood Curse, which is the sequel, prequel, requel, threequel, bequel, because Corpse Party games make no sense. Okay, big fan, RPG Maker kind of game. Well, literally an RPG Maker game. I think the first Corpse Party is good, but it has its problems. So 8 here over Manhunt. The remake, it's better. I'm kind of confused. Was Blood Curse the one that was 3D? But no, that was for the 3DS, right? No, for the 3DS, for the Vita? Damn it. Blood Curse, right? Blood Drive, Blood Drive. It's not Blood Curse, it's Blood Drive. Yeah, this one, it's the one that it's 3D. I don't like this one. 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 I think it's trash, but it's probably bottom of B tier. And then the remake, I think it will be higher than the OG one. Because I think that's like the best version of the game. Have you guys played Corpse Party? I think it's a good game to play. It also has like a movie. I think it has 2 movie adaptations and 1 anime adaptation, or 2 anime adaptations and 1 movie. I don't remember. I watched all of it. I was a huge Corpse Party fan. But they destroyed the series and then made a sequel that never came out because it was supposed to be chapter and they never did anything with it. And I hate the creator of Corpse Party, but because he just kept making the same game over and over again, and we never got a definitive conclusion. And they made this game that was about like a birthday party for the ghost, a bunch of nonsense. Such a great game, but the game series it's not as good, and I think the developer just didn't know what to do with it. Right? He got like kind of overwhelmed, but what he wanted to do, and it's a good cautionary tale for all the developers that try to make a game. Yeah, Vampire Bloodlines. It's just Vampire. I never played this game. The Curse Mountain, never played this game. What is this one? The Curse of Something. It's for Xbox, so I probably didn't play this. We have Dead Space. Dead Space. I'm playing Dead Space currently on the channel, right? So you guys know I love Dead Space. I think the first one, absolute banger. I think probably over Silent Hills. Again, Silent Hills is just a playable teaser and whatever, right? Dead Space 2, arguably even better than the first one. Dead Space 3, no, it was not it, man. For me, it was not it. Still a good game. And again, for the Wii, I don't know about that. I think I watched this one in a YouTube video, but because I didn't have a Wii, but no, not that's not it, man. Then we have Dark Lost Locust. I don't know what that is. I never played this thing. Tecmo's Deception. Oh, I feel like some people put some random games in here just to mess with me. Kagero Deception. I think this is not a horror game. Dino Crisis 2. Banger game. Banger game. Uh, at the bottom of, at the top of A tier, I would say. No, at the bottom of S tier. Yeah, I think Dino Crisis 2. Again, people call it Resident. I'm gonna put it side to side with Resident Evil 2 because people like to call them like, oh, Dino Crisis was a clone of Resident Evil 2, but instead of zombies, it's dinosaurs, right? Which, yeah, maybe you are right, but Regina and the other guy that I forgot the name, it was Regina and I don't know the name of the other guy. I would just like to use Regina because she's a hot girl. Anyway, great game, great moments, a lot of action, really spooky, you know, kind of sad we never got more Dino Crisis games. I know we got Dino Crisis 3 and I think it was a remake or something. Maybe they are here. Yeah, I never played Dino Crisis 3. I never play another Dino Crisis aside from 2. So I'm just gonna drop these ones and I didn't play them. Then we have Dino Stalker, which I don't know if it has to do with Dino Crisis, but I never played that one either. Disaster Report, no. D. Was this the vampire game? I don't feel like I played this one, but not sure. We have Doom, you know, Doom, absolute masterpiece, but I don't feel it's a horror game through and through, so I'm just gonna put it at the bottom of S tier. Then we have the remake, which I didn't get the chance to play. I really love to play. I know it's very good, so I'm gonna put it at the top of haven't played. Look, I'm gonna be honest, the other Doom games are not that good of. I'm just like, Doom Eternal, I think it was decent. So probably at the top of C. Then we have Bug Island. How is that a horror game? No. Is the stream down or something? Or are you guys just ignoring me? I just get. No, it's working. Okay. I just want to know if the stream was up. It is up. We can keep going. We have Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem. This is. I was confusing Eternal Darkness with Alone in the Dark a moment ago. This is Sanity's Requiem, which is really good. Yeah, let's put it at the top of A tier. We have Evil Twin. No. Fear Effect. I don't think it's a good game. Let's put it at the bottom of this. Fear Effect 2. I never played that one. Final Doom. Never played this one. Galerian. I never played this one. Why do they have to make the thumbnails of these games so small? I'm blind already. Ghost Vibration? No. Is this Darksiders? No, I don't know what it is. Galerian 2, probably. Half-Life, it's not even a horror game, man. Come on. Just gonna put it at the bottom of C. Haunted Mansion? No. Hell Knight? Nope. House of the Dead 2 and 3. Where is the one? I don't even know. This one is just in Japanese. I don't know this one. But House of the Dead, it's a solid game series. I'm gonna use this one to represent the whole series, and I'm gonna put it over Manhunt. We have Juggernaut, which I didn't play. I did play Ju-On the Grudge. This is the one I actually played. I was confusing this one with Kuon. For some reason, I was confusing Kuon with Ju-On. I guess they sound similar, but I did play this one. And it was fun, but not amazing. So probably at the bottom of tier A. Over the Suffering. Over the Clock Tower. Maybe not over Clock Tower, yeah. I cannot even read this one. Kofelk something? No. A lot of games I don't know. I'm surprised. I was expecting myself to know more of these games, but I don't. No. Martian something. Monster House, it's not a horror game, man. Something Japanese for the DS. Something else Japanese for the DS, which I don't know what they are just looking at. I don't know that much Japanese. Creature 2, Creature 1. Onimusha, it's not a horror game, but it's a good game, so I'm gonna put it at the bottom of C tier. Do people really consider Onimusha a horror game? I think it was just like an action game. But I like Onimusha a lot. We need more Onimusha in our life. Overblood, Overblood 2, I guess. Parasite Eve. I know people love those games, but I don't. So I don't think they are trash. I'm just gonna put them at the bottom. Penumbra. I didn't like these games. I actually think these games are kind of trash. I think the Penumbra games are kind of trash. Is this another Parasite Eve? I don't know. Primal, I don't know. Raw Danger, I don't know. Run Like Hell, funny title, but I don't know. Shadow Hearts. I don't think I play Shadow Hearts. I know about the game, but I don't. No, I don't know this one. Okay, here are the other 999 games. I don't know why they are so far away, but I think like Virtue's Last Rewards and Zero Time Dilemma, they have some characters. One character I do consider one of my top waifus. The games are so good, the story is so good, the branching paths amazing. So I would put them over, honestly, over Hunting Grounds. I think like these two go over Hunting Grounds. Don't think over over Silent Hill. I'm sorry, but they are good. Zombie U? No, I don't think so. Don't know this one. Alan Wake. It is a good game. I think top of 8 tier. It's quite deserved. Again, I'm trying to go faster because there's a bunch of games to go through, and I don't want to take too long to finish this one, right? I never finished the Alice game. I think I did. I don't know. I dropped the game quite a few times because it's fun, but it's not that as amazing as people make it to be. So at the bottom of B tier. Again, same with Alien Isolation, bottom of B tier. I don't know about these other Alien games. Among the Sleep, I did watch that game with a YouTuber, and even though I didn't play it, it's not that good. I would say Among the Sleep, it's garbage. I never played these games, but I think I have one for free on the. I think this got. I have this one for free on the PS4. I don't know. This one, Bendy. I did play one chapter of Bendy, and it was absolute trash. It's one of these games that look good but don't have any substance. So absolute trash. I will be willing to throw this one into super garbage, but I don't want anyone else to be with you a fistful of boomstick. Bioshock. Absolute masterpiece. Probably over Zero Time. Over Virtue's Last Reward, but not over Zero Time Dilemma. Bloodborne. I never played Bloodborne. You can judge me now. Nope. Nope. Call of Cthulhu. Never played this one. Never played this one. Why are Castlevania horror games? I guess they are kind of spooky, I guess, but this is the problem I have with this tier list. It has a bunch of games that I don't consider horror games, but they're, I guess, they are really good. I love them, but they are not. I want to say Eltecon, Among the Sleep, and Bendy, but yeah, those are games more like for younger people, right? This is what younger people consider good spooky games, and that's why this generation is gonna ruin the play. I'm just kidding. Castlevania, that will be Curse of Darkness, right? Again, I'm gonna just drop all the Castlevanias on the bottom of S tier and top of A tier because I don't think they're spooky games by right, but they are good games. Lord of Shadows 2 was also really good. Lord of Shadows 1 was not as good as the other one. Actually, Lord of Shadows would be on A tier, not. The OG, the Symphony of the Night, will be S tier. And for some reason, we don't have the other Castlevania games. The City of Lost, I don't know what that is. I didn't play this game. Jericho, I never played this game. I didn't play Condemned 1, but Condemned Bloodshot was a really good game. I will put this one about below Fatal Frame and Clock Tower. And below Resident Evil 0. Yeah, here. Bendy got updated as more chapters were released, but the core game didn't age well. It was fire in the prime of YouTube indie horror game. Yeah, I think it's one of those games that just became really popular because everyone was playing it. It was, oh, look at this. It looks like Disney. Oh, this has these quirky characters, and it has this mystery, and it's chapter. So YouTubers can play them on chapter, and all the kids can watch. But, like, I did play the game. and I didn't like it. And I went and watched a video after the fact, and the game didn't got better with next chapters, in my opinion. So I think it's garbage, right? Again, not super garbage, but I'm gonna be fair. Bendy suffers from I don't like the style of the game, like how it looks. So I don't like that kind of illustration and art style. I'm gonna put Bendy over Among the Sleep. I think Among the Sleep is just not good. Bendy got updated as much. I already read that. I don't know why I'm reading that again. We have Control, which I have on the. I could play this game right now. I have it. I haven't played yet, so I don't know. Cryptid Kill, another D. Dante's Inferno. I did play Dante's Inferno. What I'm doing? It's bottom of beat here. Darkest Dungeon. I never played that one. Dark Seed. I don't even know what this is. Days Gone. I'm playing this game on PS4, and I have to say I haven't progressed. I'm in like the third mission of the game. It's interesting, but it's so boring. I'm gonna put it at the bottom. Dead Island also, I think, at the bottom. And I never played Riptide, so I'm gonna put it in I don't know. Deadly Premonition. I don't know. I don't know this game. It says Dead Corpse is cool. It's what it says. It has a waifu on the front, right? So let me Google it. How many consoles do you have? Well, how many I had or I have right now? Right now I have my PS5, which is right here on my PC desktop because it's the one I use to play Final Fantasy and stuff. I have the PS4 in the bedroom because that's what I use to watch Netflix and stuff mostly. I don't play as much games on my PS4 because it overheats, right? It's kind of old and it overheats now. So I just watch Netflix and stuff on the PS4, which is in my bedroom. And I have a 3DS that I don't use anymore and doesn't hold a charge that much anymore. It lasts like 1 or 2 hours. I just plug it in, no problem, right? I don't go outside anywhere. Anyway, so right now I have PS5, PS4, 3DS. I have a Switch. Sorry, I have a Switch that I don't use because it has drifting, and I haven't touched that in like a year because I cannot afford to get another set of Joy Cons, so I cannot play my Switch. And I have like 5 games for the Switch, right? So I don't have games to play even if I wanted to. I have 2 old Wii's that I got after the Wii was a thing. I got them used after I think after the PS4 release. I got those Wii's after my PS4. I have a GameCube also, which I don't use, but I would like to use more. And I have a PS1 that doesn't work properly and I'm trying to fix. And I think that's it. Yeah, I don't think I have any more consoles, but the ones I have in the past, from oldest to newest, it would be. I have an Atari 2600, a NES, Super Nintendo. I didn't have an N64, but I have a PS1. I had a Game Boy Color. I had a Game Boy Advance SP. I didn't have a DS, but I had a 3DS now. I have PS1, PS2, PS3, PS4, PSP. I didn't got a Vita. Never had a chance to get a PS Vita. PS4, PS5, and for a short time, someone lent me their DS. I didn't have a DS, but someone lent me for a couple of months their DS, so I guess I had a DS for a time being. I think that's it. I never had a Wii U. I never owned anything Xbox because I hate Xbox. Yeah, I think that's it. That's as much as I own. The ones I like to own right now, again, it will be a PSP because I think that's the best portable console ever. I would like to have a PSP and a Game Boy Advance again, just for like childhood memories' sake. But consoles are so expensive right now. Anyway, I cannot read this game. It says dead or dead or school. It says dead or school. Bro had anything but an Xbox, still valid, of course. Well, I didn't have an Xbox, I didn't have a Wii U. Eventually, I had a Wii, but I didn't have a Wii when the Wii was a thing. And I never have an N64. And I didn't got the oldest Game Boy. I never had one of the oldest Game Boys. I never had a regular DS, but I had a 3DS. And I didn't got a Virtual Boy, of course, because who has that kind of thing? It is Dead or School, but the game looks kind of trashy. It's one of those side-scrolling games. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. This game looks like cheap fan service, and not the good kind of cheap fan service. So, uh, Dead Rising. Okay, I didn't have an Xbox, but I did play Dead Rising with one of my cousins that had an Xbox, and the first one was really good. I'm gonna be like bottom of 8 here, and I didn't play the other ones, so it will be here. Oh, Deathmark! Let's go. This tier list is certified banger. Deathmark is one of my favorite games ever. And I don't know how old is this tier list because we don't have the sequels here. But I'm gonna put Deathmark on top of Zero Time Dilemma and Bioshock. Like, if you haven't played Deathmark, it's a sort of, I would say indie game. It's not, it's made by a company, but it's a small company, right? And it's a visual novel full of Japanese lore of horror. It has amazing CGs. It's slightly waifu oriented, which I love. It has amazing characters. It has a bunch of endings, a bunch of like divergent paths and stuff like that. Great game. Would love to play it for the channel again. I don't mind playing this game again and again. The sequel, which is not exactly a sequel, was good. It's more like a spin-off slash sequel game. Was good, not as good as the first one. This tier list was last updated in 2020. So at the top. This template has and was last modified 2020. Okay, yeah, it makes sense. The sequel, the spin-off sequel is good, but not as good. And I haven't played Deadmark 2 because I think it hasn't been released on Western for Western audiences. However, I did watch a Japanese playthrough because I couldn't hold myself from knowing what happened in the sequel. And it feels like the sequel is not as good as the first one because it's not a full point and click visual novel and it has side scrolling elements, which I don't think it worked with the series. Anyway, let's keep moving. We have Dementium, which I don't know. I don't think I played that one. We have Dementium 2, The Ward, which, wait, I did play this game. It was kind of fun, but not as fun. So. Oh, hey, I have a Deathmark ship. That's all I can say about the game. Tell me your Deathmark ship. I want to know. I know people like to ship a bunch of those characters. I have searched for fan art of Deathmark a lot. And people are really gay about that game. Again, nothing wrong with being gay. I'm just mentioning like people are really gay about that game. Devil May Cry, I think, again, I don't think it's a horror game, but it's a good game. So bottom of S tier. Dracula game, no thank you. Dracula game, no thank you. Dying Light, I haven't played it. The Evil Within, I haven't played The Evil Within, but I would like to play it. Fear 1 and 2, I think. Fear 3, it's bottom of 8 tier. Fear 2, it's top of 8 tier. Fear 3, it's absolute ass. But not as much as other things. I can't remember their names. I can see you're a true fan of Deathmark when you can't remember the names. But it's the MC and the detective. They are good. Yeah, they are good friends that kiss, right? I'm sure of that. I never played Gears of War. Which is this one? Why? You know, people know damn well that the thumbnails in the tier maker tier list are really really small, and you make like an intelligent, like I cannot read that. I think it's Japanese. I think that the next three games are Japanese, but I cannot read them. Um, well, I think if I cannot read them, I never played those games, right? So I'm gonna assume I never played these games, and it's gonna go with this. I never played Home Game, Home Sweet Home. Never played this. The House of the Dead Overkill. Never played this. Hungry Ghost. Never played this. None of this Hunter stuff. No. A bunch of the Xbox games I never played. The Last of Us. Look, The Last of Us. It's banger, but just the first one. And even then, I don't think it's that of a horror game. So I'm gonna put it slightly over Bloodshot, but beyond Resident Evil 0. Behind, not beyond. By the way, in Denmark, just to be clear, in Denmark, you can name your main character, right? But I think the canon character from the name is Yashiki. I'm pretty sure detective. Yeah, well, it's not. It is a detective, but it's like Yashiki. And the other one was Mashita, right? I don't remember the names. I think Mashita it's a surname, right? But it was Yashiki and Mashita, right? Satoru Mashita, I think it was. I don't remember. And Yashiki, I cannot say the other name of Yashiki because it's a spoilers for the game, so I'm not gonna say it. Uh, I do remember the girl was called Moe, I think, the little fan service girl, which I love. So good. Deathmark is so good. We need like an anime series of Deathmark, by the way. Great game. Left 4 Dead. Look, hot take. I don't like Left 4 Dead. I don't think it's trash, but I don't like it as much. I didn't grow up with it. I didn't have friends to play it. Maybe that's the reason, but I don't think it's. Little Nightmares, I'm gonna put it on trash because I remember paying like $40 for this game and it was so short and so boring. It was not boring, but it doesn't justify the price you pay for it, right? I think it's still better than Bendy though. And better than Penumbra. Lollipop Chainsaw, solid game. I think it's not the best it can be, but it's a solid C. We have Lone Survivor. I don't know about that one. We have Luigi's Mansion. Come on, Luigi's Mansion is not a horror game. I never played Luigi's Mansion 1 and 3, but I did play Luigi's Mansion 2. And it was okay. Fierce L Take. Man, you really, really like Little Nightmares, man? I think it's so bad. It's not worth the money, man. If I paid like $5 or $10 for Little Nightmares, it would be amazing. But then the Something Prophecy? No, I haven't played the Metro games. Sorry, I would love to, but I haven't. Murder? No. Necronomicon? No. Oh, NG, which is the sequel to Deathmark. I think again, not as good as Deathmark and not as good as Zero Time Dilemma. I would say this about here. No, about around here. Yeah, it should be around here. I did play Outlast. I don't know what this one's for the Wii, but I don't like Outlast. Another bad game. Never played Prey, Quake, Rain World. Actually, Luigi's Mansion has one Easter egg and Luigi hanging in one of the games, and that was very spooky for my 5-year-old watching YouTube videos and never played the game. Yeah, I know, right? The Undead Nightmare. This is Red Dead Redemption right now. Saw game, it's absolute ass, man. The Saw games are absolute ass. I love the movies. The games are not it. Don't know which one this is. No. Shell Shock. This is Japanese. Singularity. Sinking. Splatterhouse was good. Splatterhouse was good. Damn it. No, 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 no. What did I do? No. Splatterhouse, it's a decent game. It's better than Luigi's Mansion. Stop Zombies. The Coma? I never played that game, but it looks like it has a nice aesthetic. Let me Google it real quick. Well, it's not the worst thing in the world. I'm gonna put it in my notepad of games I may want to play. And it's for the Switch, right? I could connect my Switch to the capture card and play some Switch games. Alright, let's keep going, but I never played this one. The Darkness, solid game. The Darkness was so fun to play. I would say like A tier over Fear 2. They have Fear, but I don't think it's the same Fear. The Notes. The Order. The Ring. Don't even know. Is this Corpse? I don't know. I cannot read the name of that game. Can you guys read the name of this game? Touch the Deal. In Townlight. Umineko? Higurashi. Umineko. It is Umineko, right? I don't think this is a horror game, but I did play it and it was kind of boring. Don't tell KL Chips I say that. Or any fan of visual novels. Until Dawn, never played Until Dawn. Altered Species, the Walking Dead game is absolute trash. I know that, I never played the game. Why Day was good. It's one of those solid games. I think a bottom of A tier, it's very deserving. Oh, Mineko mentioned. Wolfenstein, again, I don't think Wolfenstein is a horror game, but I never played this. Wolfenstein. World War C. Yakuza Dead Cells, let's go. I think, again, I don't think it's a horror game, but it's a funny one, so let's put him at the bottom of A tier. I never played the Yomawari games, and I feel like this tier list is missing a bunch of other games and putting a bunch of random games. So that's it. That will be the tier list, right? I think S tier list, it's good. I will do stuff to you for the Omineko steak. I feel that please mention. Wait, what? No, but really, some people on Twitter will shoot you if you say anything bad about. I know some people. Actually, I don't know if you guys remember, but when I was making my Blue Archive tier list, I told you guys, I swear to God, if I put some of these characters in lower tiers, the Blue Archive fandom will roast me for this. And I say it, and it happened on Tumblr. One people say like, "What are you doing putting my wife on the bottom tier list? Do you want problems?" And I was like, I love Blue Archive fandom, man. Yeah, I think this is a pretty comprehensive tier list. I know some people don't. I feel like I needed another tier list between garbage and C, maybe like a D tier, because I will honestly put like Fear, Silent Blood Curse, Amnesia, Manhunt 2, Little Nightmares. I will pull them on like D, but I don't have a D tier, so they were just straight up to garbage. Uh, yeah, I think that's it. Actually, Days Gone, I think it's. I will put this one over Days Gone probably. Yeah, over Parasite. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not Half Life. Not Half Life. Not Half Life. Yeah, that way. And again, I had troubles with this because a lot of these games are not horror games. For example, the C tier and the garbage are where garbage is full of bad horror games. But C tier is mostly games that I don't think there are that much horror games, and a bunch of games on A tier are not even horror games like Castlevania and stuff like that. So it was kind of hard for me to do this. I want to start watching a playthrough of it at some point. Of Omineko? You know what? I usually recommend playing the games for those kind of games that are really, really long. And they're just like a visual novel. Might as well just watch a playthrough, right? Yeah. So yeah, I hope you guys like this tier list. I did my best to remember all the games I played. I know there are some games in I haven't finished played that I did play. I just don't remember fully if I finished them or I didn't play them or something. Or I did play. I swear to God I played the D game. And this one too for the beta. But I cannot stress my memory enough. I do remember a bunch of things. I just don't remember if I finished those games or if I'm confusing them with similar games that are not on this list. I play hundreds and hundreds of games that are not on this list, by the way. And for example, I had this Plague Tale and other ones I did finish, but I did start the game, but I never finished it. Another ones I did watch on playthroughs, but I didn't play them myself, and I don't feel like I have the right to rate them if I didn't play the games, like the Alone in the Dark one. Uh, However, I think I did a good job, and for what it's worth, if you want to play a game, choose anything I put on S tier or A tier. Even B tier, it's pretty decent. And C tier, it's not the worst. I would actually put the Culling on B tier. I know people will hate me for putting Doom Eternal on C too, right? But I think overall it's pretty comprehensive. I think I was very fair with all the games. And yeah, I think this is it for the tier list. I would like to know if you guys are liking this me making tier lists and talking about stuff. I just feel like it was a good idea. I never think about it before because I know about a lot of things, right? I have played a bunch of games. I have watched a bunch of series, movies, shows, anime. I read a bunch of books. I did a bunch of things in my life. I know about a lot of things, right? I'm kind of like a jack of all trades. And maybe giving my opinion about things is not that bad. I don't feel like making like essay videos or review videos. And I feel like tier list, it's a wholesome, chill way of talking about stuff. You know, maybe I can bring some like stories from the past, some Moricolor from the past. I think it's kind of fun. Hope you guys are liking it. I don't know how many more tier lists I will do because it's a spooky month and I want to keep the spooky theme on the channel. I have one more tier list I want to do, which is horror movies, but I'm gonna do that on the Halloween special on Halloween. So hopefully you guys can be here on Halloween. And I will try to think of other spooky tier lists I can do during the month. But if you guys don't like tier lists and would rather watch me play Dead Space or watch more movies, you can let me know. Honestly, I mean, there's like 5 people that watch this channel regularly, and I would like to know what you guys think. Again, if you like tier list, dropping a like lets me know that you like it. Uh, and hopefully everyone learned a little bit about stuff. Even if it's not useful in real life, you can learn something about me playing all these games and talking about them, right? Uh, if anything, this tier list gave me the idea to play a bunch of different games for the channel that I never played before or that I want to play again, such as Deathmark and stuff like that. So yeah, I think that will be it. 2 hours, it's not too bad for a tier list. I think it was kind of fun. I will see you guys in the next indie game stream or whatever I decide to do with this channel. I'll see you later.